From our classrooms to our community, Hawk Talk brings you the conversations, updates, and stories that matter most across the Hillsboro R3 School District. Hawk Talk is sponsored by Schneider Electric. The podcast starts now.
Welcome to Hawk Talk. I am Patrick Quinn, your Director of Communications for Hillsboro R3 Schools. This is Eric Detweiler. He is the principal over at Hillsboro Elementary. You're in year 4 now.
I'm in my 4th year here, and I'm so excited to be, starting that one up. So. And
you were in Illinois as an educator, and now you came over to Hillsboro. So tell me about that trek here.
Sure. So I was about 20 plus years as a principal in Illinois in the suburbs of Chicago, and decided to move down closer to the St. Louis area, move my family to Waterloo, and come across the bridge every day to go to work, and I'm enjoying every minute. So
lots of podcasts and good music probably
right.
On your way into work.
That's correct. I get a chance to listen to the radio a little bit on my way in. So.
That's good stuff.
Yep.
So we have open house coming up.
Yep.
So why is it important to go to open house, and what happens at open house? When is it?
Okay. So our open house is on Wednesday, August 19th. It runs from 5 to 7 p.m. It's the kids and the parents' first opportunity to really get in the building. So probably the best thing that comes out of it is their chance to come in the building and meet their teacher. And everybody's excited about that, especially with second and third graders. They're excited to come back to school. The parents are excited probably to have them return to school for the fall. And everyone wants to get in there, see their classroom, meet their teacher. It's a great opportunity for all those school supplies to come in. A lot of parents come in with 2 bags full of school supplies, bring them in. Most of the time you go in the classroom, the desks are marked, so Johnny or Susie knows where their desk is. They can find their desk and they can put all their materials away. Mm-hmm. Just kind of get settled in, so that first day of school is not so. They have a little bit more knowledge of what to expect.
And their backpack's not as heavy.
No, it's not as heavy. It's easier to get on and off the bus. It's easy. We've got plenty of people in the hallway. Sometimes they get a little nervous about, do I need to remember all of this? Do I need to remember where my classroom is? And it helps if you do, but we definitely have people around, counselors, other people in the hallway to help them find their classroom on the first day. And usually after a day or two, they've got it down pretty well. They know the routines. They come in, they grab their breakfast, they head to class, they learn all of that. So it's just a real good opportunity on that open house. And we usually have probably some of our best attendance as far as our participation rates for the school year at our open house, because it's just, again, everybody's excited. The parents are excited. Kids are excited. They want to come in. They want to meet their teacher. They can also get some information regarding transportation, regarding school lunch, things like that if they need it. So it's just a great opportunity, because then school starts less than a week after that.
Yeah, so you got to come with those questions.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
So another thing that the elementary school is really takes some pride in is the reading challenges. What's that all about?
Sure. So second and third grade is when kids are really just starting to learn to read. So they're excited, but we have teachers who try to help them then start to pick the books that are at the appropriate reading level for them. So they start to know how to find a good book, where to find a good book, whether it's the library, whether it's their home library, whether it's the public library. They know where to go and how to find books. And then the reading challenge is all about them learning to love to read. So early on, first, second grade, there's a lot of, here's the book we're going to read, and it's picked for them. As they get older, they become more independent. They start to learn, how do I pick out a good book, and finding kind of their niche of where they want to go, what they want to read, what they like to read, whether it's adventure stories or nonfiction, things like that. And they start to find their books that they like, and we want to, again, create that independent reading. So our book reward challenge is about them being independent readers, and then we work on getting some great prizes each quarter for them if they meet their reading goal. And different students set up different goals for themselves, because some are maybe used to reading a lot of books, and others maybe are more reluctant readers. So we want them to establish a goal that they can reach and start to pick out those books and read those books. Again, we want them to be independent readers. We want them to not just reading because they have to, but reading because for the love of reading, finding those books and just enjoying it so they can become better readers, and that's what we want. Second and third grade, our emphasis is really on the reading and the math. A big chunk of our day is spent teaching the fundamentals of that. So the reading challenge is just one way of encouraging that reading.
And then part of the reading challenges is making good choices. So that leads into, what happens when you make good choices, as a single person, but also in the class. How do you guys reward that?
Sure. So we offer tickets for students if we kind of catch them being good. And then they can put their name on it and put that in a drawing. And we have weekly drawings, usually on Friday morning, call out some names. They come up and just get little prizes. But the big emphasis of that, of kind of caught being good, is that most of our students know what to do when they come to school. They're well behaved. They follow directions. They do everything they're supposed to do. And we want to emphasize that and get them, encourage them to continue to do that even when nobody's watching. So if you see a piece of garbage in the hallway and no one's saying anything, you just pick it up and you throw it away. And if someone an adult sees that, they might give you a ticket and say, hey, thanks for picking that up and throwing that away and helping to keep our school clean. And it's just, again, that they really want to, they know what their expectations are, and they just show that on a daily basis. And again, whether someone is watching them or not, or someone's telling them or not, they just know that this is an expectation here. So many kids come in, I watch it every year, it amazes me. Kids come up to the front door and they'll just hold the door open for everybody, the other students coming in. Sometimes to the point where we have to say, okay, you need to head to class now. Right. But they want to please, but we want them to do it not just to please somebody else, but just because it feels good for inside, and then kind of reward them through our Caught Being Good program.
And then at the Caught Being Good program, does that also include like class rewards too?
It can. That one, the Caught Being Good, the one that we use is more on a school-wide basis for the school-wide but some of the teachers also have certain programs set up, maybe rewards programs set up in their classroom. So the best place to find that is by talking to your child's teacher and see what they do, and you might hear more about that as well.
And then I want to ask you about communication.
Sure.
What are the best ways for parents to stay connected with what's going on at the elementary school?
Okay. Probably the absolute best way is to be in communication with their child's teacher. And we use Class Dojo. This past year, we kind of we've had teachers use some different programs or different types of ways of communicating, maybe email or things like that. But we found that a majority of them were using Class Dojo, so we kind of just set the expectation for teachers that everyone's going to use Class Dojo. That makes it easier on the parents. They get used to it. Our third grade parents are familiar with it with second grade, but it gives them a straight line of communication with the teacher. Now, the teacher can be sitting at their desk and type in right away, like, he did a great job on his math test today, and the parent gets that information right away. And by a notification comes up on Class Dojo, and they see that, and they're able to talk to their kid about it. They're also able to send a note real quick to their teacher. So if they have something they want to share, maybe it's Johnny's not feeling real good this morning. His hamster died last night, and he's kind of sad about that. Then they could send a note real quick to the teacher, and the teacher knows what to expect coming into the day. So the Class Dojo is probably the number one. And you'll get more information. Parents will get more information about that at back to school night, so they'll know how to sign up and make sure that they're in communication with the classroom teacher. Beyond that, we want them to, in order to get school notifications, the next best thing to make sure is that you're in IC, Infinite Campus.
Infinite Campus, yeah.
Yep, and then they make sure that they've got all their information up to date, especially phone numbers, especially email addresses, because we do send out weekly kind of overall things going on in the school. Mrs. Freiner, our assistant principal, is great at that. She sends that out every week, usually on Sunday afternoon, so they have it for what to expect the week ahead, and they'll get that through an email. But that is all generated through Infinite Campus, so it's important to know, have that Infinite Campus set up appropriately or properly for emails to come through. And then once that happens, then kind of avoid getting it blocked and everything else. So you get school information that way. Any kind of district type of notifications usually come through Infinite Campus as well. So that's real important. And then just some other general things that we have going on. We've got an elementary Facebook page where they can kind of see some of the things happening. Things like we've got an event coming up, our Back to School Bash, and that's going to be, we've put that notification out on Facebook. So that way, even if you're not in Infinite Campus, you can see what's happening at the school and things like that.
Yeah, so at least you get the message on Facebook.
Correct.
So the other thing that comes up with every school is the pickup and drop off. You guys have Rider Row, but you use it a little differently.
Yeah, for Rider Row, in order to help parents pick up their kids, each parent will get, if you're going to be a car pickup, most of our kids are bused. Almost all of our kids receive busing, but some parents decide that they want to drive their child to and from school. That's fine. You'll get a QR code, which you'll just keep with you in the car, and as you come in at the end of the day, they come down and they scan we have a staff member out there with a little reader like a phone. It'll scan the number in, and so then we know that parent A is here to pick up student A, and then it helps us kind of keep things in order, because the way we do it at the elementary is we'll have the buses come through first. We'll load all the kids for the buses, kind of get them on their way, and then we'll start our Rider Row. So we've got the kids kind of stationed in the cafeteria, ready to go. We've got screens in the cafeteria, so when their QR code is scanned as they pull in, that will know that, okay, the first person in line is student A and then student B. And kind of as the cars come in order, we'll get the kids lined up in order, and it helps with making it as efficient as possible. When they come in, we'll have the kids kind of at a spot ready to go, and as the cars pull in, we ask them, they pull all the way forward. That's a big thing. Pull all the way forward, and usually we're pretty good about having the kids spaced out perfectly so that 1 through 8, 1 through 10, we can kind of get the kids just in a car. Those cars leave, and then the next set of cars come in. It also is good because with that QR code, if grandma or grandpa's going to pick up that day, you can just make sure that they have the QR code.
Oh, that happens a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah. So it helps with that any kind of changes there, and helps them just it makes it real efficient for us, because at the end of the day, everybody's ready to go home, and so we want to make sure that we get the kids there. The one thing also with that is that we ask every day that if you're any kind of changes, I mentioned Class Dojo is a great way to communicate with teachers, but for things like transportation, I would suggest doing not only Class Dojo, but also calling the main office so that we have it in both spots. We have kind of keep track of who's going where, because we want to make sure, again, second, third grade, sometimes they don't know. Sometimes, I think my mom said something about that I'm going to be a car rider today, but we really we don't rely on just the kids' information. We want the parents to call us and let us know how they're going home that day if it's different than usual. I mean, if they always ride the bus, don't worry about it. But on that special day, maybe grandma's in town and they're going to go with grandma after school. That's fantastic. Just give grandma the QR code. She'll come through, and we'll get them loaded up in grandma's car.
Yeah, it really makes it easier on everybody if you just over-communicate.
That's right.
I should have asked you earlier, but you were talking about the back-to-school bash.
Sure.
So what happens on the back-to-school bash? What's so cool about that?
So back-to-school bash is something that we just added in, and we give it some different names each year, block party, back to, but this one is more of just a fun event. And this year it's August 13th is the day, again, 5 to 7. But it's just a fun time to come into school. And again, we have some teachers that are working. Not everyone is going to be there, is able to be there. But we've got teachers that kind of help out. Last year we had snow cone machine. We get some of the high school kids from the farm come down and they bring some of the animals. We have a petting zoo set up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, some different fun things, fun events. We've had a dunk tank before. I don't know if we're doing a dunk tank this year, but
where you can dunk and teach.
I think this year I saw that it's going to be more of a pie in the face.
Okay.
But like a cakewalk, things, just fun events to come in. And again, we talked about the kids wanting, they're looking forward to school starting, and it's just another fun way of coming into school. And no expectations other than come in and have some fun, and know that Hillsboro Elementary is a great place to just be a part of. So we want them to start to get that feeling like, hey, I'm wanted here. I want to be there, because attendance is a huge piece of wanting to, coming to school. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And aside from the academics, what are some of the experiences that your students are going to have this year you're looking forward to?
Sure. We try to do events almost monthly, as far as like we've got, I was just looking at the calendar, we've got a grandparents movie night where kids can come in with their grandparents and just watch a movie at no cost. We have concessions that they can buy, and that's fine. But we just try to find different ways to get them, aside from, I mentioned that math and reading are our main emphasis during the day, but we want them to enjoy school. The thing I like about second and third graders is they really are at a time in their life where they're looking forward to school. And there's probably a lot who are nervous about coming back, but a lot who are just excited to come back to school. And we want to keep that excitement going as long as we can. So we want them to feel good about school, feel good about the opportunities that are there, even outside of the classroom. So they've got every day they're going to go to a special. It might be the library, gym for physical education, music class, art class, just other things for them to show some different kind of aspects of their learning, and just be excited for school. We've got we don't do as many after-school events as until they get a little bit older, but we do have a couple things that we do offer. Like this past year, we had a nature club that met after school and had a chance to go do some things around the campus just to kind of spruce it up a little bit and kind of talk about nature and do some fun things there. So there's a lot of different things going on. A Lego club is another one that was popular. Kids signed up for and had a chance to just come stay after school and play with some Legos. But we try to do fun things throughout the school year outside of the academic piece. It just keeps them excited about school.
So there's a meaning behind everything you guys do.
There can be. There might be something, but there's things that we do that just have no other objective than just have fun. Come out here and have fun with some of your classmates, have fun with your parents, have fun with your grandparents, things like that.
All right, so the biggest message is have fun and make sure that you're locked in on the learning part too.
Yep.
And then that leads to the fun.
That's right. Get
All
that
right.
one done, and they just go together. It's so nice.
All right.
Yep.
Well, Mr. Eric Detweiler, you've come on the Hawk Talk podcast. Thank you for coming on.
I appreciate you having me, and it's a great opportunity to get that information out to our parents, grandparents, guardians, and our students. That again, starting second, third, I'm sure you hear from the primary and the early childhood. We want them to enjoy their whole time in Hillsboro and through their 12th grade.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, so please like and subscribe and, of course, listen to all of our shows. You can get us on Spotify, you can get us on Apple, and, of course, if you're watching on YouTube. All right, this has been Hawk Talk. Thank you so much.